Next up, we are going to be reviewing another crazy fun one, a funeral service website audit. So the good old local niches. So let's pull this up here. I'll try not to get too sad on you guys. Carl said I misspelled Hinckley. Yeah, I bet I did. I kept misspelling it over and over and over again. All right, so let's take a look at this thing here. So first and foremost, this is the company that built the website, I guess. Found it in the footer. You know, Google really loves when you can't see text on a page, so I don't know that I would do that. Not very user-friendly either. And that's not a crazy bad looking site, but this funeral service one ain't so great looking from a conversion standpoint. So let's do this. How do I do this? 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 All right. So this is for Joe Cowan. So I think this would probably be valuable for everybody. Kind of give you guys an understanding of what's worked well for me in terms of local landing pages from a design perspective or like kind of layout perspective, if you will. So I'll kind of just give you guys an outline that you guys can go and that you guys can follow. And this is, you know, these elements don't have to be followed exactly, right? But this is what has worked really well for me over time. So top left overall needs to be your logo, right? Should be obvious, right? Then top right needs to be the phone number. If this is, again, we're talking about local site. So if this is a local site truly, and the thing that we want people to do is to make a phone call, then somewhere around this phone number, you should have some type of offer or reason for people to call now. So what we've done in the past is kind of squeeze the phone number and made it a little bit smaller, right? And then on the top, right, in much smaller text, right, we've made some type of offer, right? So for example, one thing that's worked really well is like call now for 20% off, right? And having something like this and be a very contrasting color, right, to the actual phone number. So if the phone number was big and red, right, we do something in green so it would really freaking pop. You can also obviously come up with a much better offer than call now for 20% off. If you're working in the service industry, right? Let's say working with HVAC or appliance repair or things like that. An offer that works really, really well is no service call fee with repair. So you get paid the service call fee, or your client does, as long as the customer ends up getting it repaired. So you win either way. Either you're getting paid the service call fee, right, or they're waiving it if they actually get to do business with them past, right, that actual service call. So what I've done then in the past in the header, be careful with spacing, it can get a little tricky here. But what I've done in the past that's worked really well in the header is displayed some authority type of symbols. So 5 stars, right, with Google, 5 stars with Yelp, 5 stars with this, 5 stars with that, right? Put in something here that's an authority status. Okay, if you're gonna do a slider, or you're gonna have more than one offer, I would put that right here. And I know, guys, this is like the most beautiful freaking mock-up you guys have ever seen, right? So ideally on this slider, if you're gonna use a slider, you need to be thoughtful about the slider. And again, think of this like a chooser, right? What are the offers for the business? So let's give a real example here. So for a dentist, for example, what are some offers that we could have for a dentist? Guys, give me some feedback in the chat. What's an offer that we could have for a dentist, or that a dentist could have on their site? Okay, we need 3 of them, let's say. Teeth whitening. Yep. So one of the offers that we've done well with teeth whitening, in terms of an entry offer, is free teeth whitening with cleaning. Cleaning costs like $100, right? Or whatever. What's another offer? Braces. Okay, so if they do something with braces, be like 0% financing on braces. Okay, next one. Let's go with something cosmetic, right? Because cosmetic is big ticket, right? Cosmetic is really big ticket. So save 10% on, so I know like Lumineers, which is, I forget what the old term. Lumineers are like the new teeth covering, right? I don't know of a better word than that. Yeah, implant. Yeah, or implant. Or something like that, okay? And then let's do one more. Okay, so these are all like elective things, okay, for the most part, right? But what's gonna draw the most patients is like a free exam. Man, I couldn't spell. X-ray and consultation. And we used to have a tagline for this that we used. Don't pay to find out what's wrong. So as you guys look at this list, what order would you put these in? Right? If it's a slider and we got 1, 2, 3, 4 offers, we're gonna do 1 offer per slider, right? What order would you put these in? Give me some feedback in the chat. I want you thinking. Yeah, so most of you guys are getting the start of it, right? This one should be first. Why? Because most people call the dentist when? When do most people call the dentist? Give me some feedback, right? When do most people call the dentist? When you called the dentist last, why did you call? Was it for an elective procedure, or did you call because something was wrong? Yeah, something was wrong, right? So this offer is going to get the majority of people, right? So then next, what I would do is probably go to this one, which is probably their highest ticket offer. Okay, then this is a good offer that kind of applies to everybody. So I would probably use this next. This isn't an exact science, folks. Right? And then I would probably use this one last, right? So when they land on the site, this is what they're gonna see on this big slider is this first offer. Why? Because it portrays to the most people. Okay. Okay, let's see. Carolyn says that she would have put teeth whitening first versus this one. It could definitely be as well, but definitely 100% you're going to want to put this one first. Okay. All right. So next up is this next area right here. Okay, and this is everything above the fold, right? The fold is where you got to scroll. Okay, so obviously we're just talking about desktop right now. Okay, but what I like to do is I like to separate this area into 3 boxes or 3 separate things. This has kind of changed over time. We've been playing with something in this 3rd box that's kind of that's new. It's been working really well. And guys, again, you can play with these designs and these elements, but this is kind of the core of what you want above the fold. So one right here, again, we want to portray authority. Okay, so this could be, this could be your reviews. This could be listings and links and graphics to other authority sites that you guys are on. Have your reviews. This could be, better business logos. If it's, could be secure site. It could talk about SSL. These are just trust things, right? Trust factors. So I would say authority or trust. Okay, 2 then is something that's going to talk about why us or why this company. Okay. And last is going to be all about charity or the company's bigger vision. This is becoming more and more important, this 3rd one. At the end of the day, millennials as a buying segment are getting larger and larger and larger, obviously. And they want to specifically see this 3rd point. If there are 3 dentists all lined up that are essentially the same, right? Let's say the 3rd one isn't even quite as good in terms of reviews, right? But they believe in a charity. They give back to a charity. They have a bigger vision, right? For every dollar that they get, 5% or 1% even goes back to charity. And here's what they're doing. Which dentist is going to win? Right? The one with the charity every single day. Okay, I believe that these 2 things are going to be getting more important and more important over time, right? The reason for people to choose you, your ethics, your morals, and what you believe in, right? And then you talking about, secondly, a charity or a bigger vision, right? Beyond just the business itself, I think is getting uber important in today's day and age. Millennials want to see that. That's what they believe in. Okay, and millennials are spending more money on the internet than anyone else, in way less time too. Okay, they're going to make split decisions very quickly. We need to appeal to them very quickly. So this is an overall layout that I would choose, okay, or that I would go by. This site, as you can see, looks nothing like that section. In the above the fold section, we got the name of the company, got a phone number. There is no offer, right? There is no easy to see phone number. I mean, it's in the top right, kind of where it belongs, right? But it just sticks out like everything else, right? Or it just blends in like everything else. Okay, here are their services. They have a why choose us. It's just not formatted very well, right? They have testimonials. It's just not formatted very well, right? So I would take a lot of this content. They actually do have a lot of content when you just look through here, right? What they don't have, right, is a great high converting site. So a lot of this stuff can just be repurposed. Next up, let's kind of take a look at this from an SEO perspective. I like to always just do a page count, see what's happening with the index too. So supposedly this site has roughly 1,300 results. Seems pretty crazy that they would have that many pages. I would assume that, yeah, so this is an empty page, so this isn't good. You would want to either get content on this or get rid of it and redirect it to the home page. This is probably why I would assume that there's so many pages, right? Because everybody has like a notice page, I guess, right? And so this is a memorial page for each and every person, right? So it talks about, links to the obituary, or gives that here. Maybe this is the obituary. Talks about the service details. So that would make sense, right? There's lots of URLs that have /notices in there. Let's see if we can get this to work. I haven't been able to get in URL to work very well lately. All right, here we go. So there's 40 pages that don't contain /notices in the URL structure. Must have just been misspelling or not putting it in quite correctly before. So 40 pages isn't bad. That sounds a little bit more normal. So it looks like, I don't see any like location pages, so they must only have this one location in San Francisco. So let's do a search for San Francisco funeral service. Dugan's funeral service. All right. So you're ranking #1, which is freaking fantastic. Unfortunately, I'm sure that you're not getting most of the business that's coming here. So the thing that I would do first and foremost, even before a website audit, is this, right? So 3 stars, 14 reviews is not good. So you need to get that at least to, I would say, a 4.5 stars aggregate rating or average rating. And this can be super simple, right? Send a text message to clients, staff, right? Key relationships, business relationships, like vendors. Okay, and in that message, you're gonna give a cry for help. And then you're gonna give a short link to GMB review page. Okay, so the cry for help is gonna be simple. I noticed we have some bad reviews on our Google profile, and I believe it's really affecting our business. Can you please take a second? I wouldn't even say please. Can you take a second and leave us a review? It would really help, right? And then give a short link to the review page, right? This coming from whoever owns or runs the funeral service, right? Out to all of, you know, some of the memorable client, staff, vendors, and other business relationships that they have. Okay, in 48 hours, 72 hours, right? 48 to 72 hours, this could be turned upside down, could have a 4.5+ aggregate. And now when somebody's looking at a funeral service in San Francisco from the internet, they're gonna be the go-to, right? They're gonna have more reviews than everybody else, and they're gonna be 4.5 stars. They're going to get the traffic and the phone calls instead of everybody else. Okay, so that is going to be the biggie in terms of getting more calls right here and right now.